Hello everyone, Elite Clockwoman here. Finally, episode 36 is out, where we saw a lot of different events, how the small agents are trying to save DRILLMAN, and how TV Man is going to fight with SKIBIDI Scientist. And it looks like episode 37 will be very epic, but at the same time, there is a chance that we can lose one of the small agents, or even Titan, because against them, there are a lot of very strong enemies. But we will talk about it in more detail in the video itself, and in this video, I will show you all the secrets and details of this episode, and we will also talk about what is waiting for us in the 37th episode, because it will definitely be epic. But before we get into all that, make sure to like and subscribe if you want the agents to save DRILLMAN, and here we go. At the beginning of the episode, we see the main building of the laboratory number 1, and that someone is moving underground. And as you can guess, it's the Titan DRILLMAN, who has to make sure that no one harms the DRILLWOMAN, and we also saw him at the end of the episode, and I think that he will play a very important role in episode 37. And just in time, Titan TV Man arrives after he follows the scientist in episode 34, and he starts looking at this area and what's going on here. And I want to say that this area is literally the Tower of Isengard from Lord of the Rings. And I'm glad that in every episode we see some kind of reference. But we hear someone's coming, and it was the scientist, and one of the Suicide Squad is watching. But if we stop in this frame, we see a sphere spinning around, and I don't quite understand what's going on here. But it looks like these guys are also doing their part of the plan, and now they're waiting for something to happen, and maybe then they'll trigger some kind of mechanism or something. And Bro TV Man says he's gonna kill the scientist, and we see that he's really pissed off, and he starts charging his core. But it seems that the scientist does not care about this, and he does not show any fear or worry, and maybe he'll have someone to help him in this fight again. Perhaps it will be the Astro Skull who managed to escape in episode 34. Or the scientist has already finished the Project G-Man apocalypse, and already in episode 37 we will see Uncle Jimmy. Also pay attention to his eyes. They are very bright and look like the eyes of some vampire, and it is very strange. Because in episode 34 he had red eyes, but now they are yellow, and it is possible that Bro is doped. And he literally looks like some kind of vampire, and he's obviously up to something. But we'll find out in episode 37, because now we'll see another scene that takes place inside this lab. And at the beginning of the scene, one of the toilets tries to slash Plungerman on the floor, but the Bro assassin saves his ass this time. And also Speaker Woman shows her trick with daggers, and with the joint efforts they managed to defeat this toilet. And then we were shown all the agents as they deal with the rest of the guards. And in this lab, all the agents we saw in episode 31, Dark Speaker Man, Clockwoman, Camera Woman, Plungerman, and Drill Assassin. And it's important to note that the toilets have sounded the alarm, and now they know about our little agents and will try to kill them. And in a second, one of the doors explodes, and from there appeared another huge mutant with chainsaws. But because he is too big, it was difficult for him to get the agents, and the guys decided that it is better to escape from this monster. But the mutant almost managed to grab the assassin, but at the last second, the Bro managed to enter the door which closed. And we saw how with the help of the yellow beam, TV Woman broke the lock. And finally, we see that creepy room with the boss, and I didn't even doubt that here the agents are waiting for a trap in the form of the boss. Because a second later, appeared one of the SKIBIDI zombies, and look how huge this dude is. Honestly, when I saw him in the 33rd episode, I thought he would be smaller. And their battle immediately begins with the mutant shooting lasers from his eyes. And Bro Assassin went into close combat, and he managed to distract the mutant for a while so that the other agents also entered the fight. It also seems that Plungerman's plunger is made of vibranium because even a chainsaw can't cut it, and Bro really prepared for the fight. And together the guys started to win, but the zombie didn't give up until the end and started the laser show again. But Plungerman was able to blind the mutant, and finally the Clockwoman decided to finish the mutant and stop time for him. And actually she could have done it earlier, and they would have finished the zombie in 5 seconds. But then we wouldn't have seen this crazy battle. Anyways, after she stopped him, all the agents came together to push this mutant down. But still, can you imagine that all the special agents almost got killed by this one dude? And it was just one dude, and the scientists may have created an army of these guys. I'm really starting to worry about our little heroes, but still, they need to save DRILLWOMAN at any cost, and the agents continue their way to the main doors. And after TV Woman has broken the lock, we see a big room and a squad of powerful toilets. And among them, 2 zombies, and 2 fighters from the elite squad, Billy, and another dude. And on top in a big cage with DRILLWOMAN, who is already waiting 10 episodes to be rescued. But as the assassin looked at her, something happened. As he nodded his head that it was time, and then she pressed some invisible button on her head, and we heard a sound like she activated some kind of bomb or some kind of transmitter for communication. And it seems that DRILLMAN knew that she would be captured, and even after that she had a plan, and she knew that her friends would come for her. And then one of the toilets said that this place would be their grave, but that was the end of the scene. And we were shown the Titan DRILLMAN moving underground again, but suddenly he stopped because he got a signal from DRILLWOMAN, and the bro instantly came out of the ground and we heard his crazy roar, and that was the end of the episode. And now let's talk about what happened here, and what happens next. Assassin asked DRILLWOMAN to send a signal to Titan DRILLMAN to save them, because I doubt that the special agents have a chance to defeat this toilet squad. A minute ago, they could barely kill one toilet with a cheater's ability to stop time, and here there are 3 zombies and 2 more dudes from the elite squad. Of course, I could say that Clockwoman can stop time for all of them, and they will kill them all, and it's possible, but I doubt that's what will happen, because that's the plot. But why didn't DRILLWOMAN send that signal earlier? She could have done it, and then Titan DRILLMAN would have destroyed the base. Actually, she could have done it, but she didn't do it because she thought that Alpha is still alive, and she is manipulating Titan again. And when Assassin confirmed that finally she can send the signal, she did it. But honestly, I think we might lose one of the special agents in this battle. We already know about the zombies, but we know what the elite squad toilets are capable of. But I'm sure these dudes are stronger than the zombies. And maybe in this fight, the assassin uses the pen that Megatron gave him in episode 28. Maybe it's a teleporter, or he can summon a squad of pencil men into this room. I have no idea, but I can tell you that this pen will help them somehow. In general, the agents will definitely save DRILLWOMAN, but maybe we will lose one of them, or someone will be badly wounded. Also, Titan Drill will help them in some way. I think that he will destroy the laboratory from the outside, and because of that, this room where the agents are now will start to fall apart. So the fight will not end until the end, and the toilets and the agents will have to get out of there. But what about the TV man and the scientist? Just before we went into the second scene, I heard their battle had already begun. We heard how the scientist fired a laser, and then TV man swung his sword. And I can say that in the 37th episode, we will also have 2 scenes. And in the first scene, we will see the battle of TV man against the scientist. As well as in addition, we will see the Titan DRILLMAN, who will destroy absolutely everything. And then in the second scene, we will see the small agents. But about the battle of the scientist and TV men, I think that TV men will lose because the scientist will not fight alone, and he's more likely to be helped by elite toilets or an Astro Skull. And TV man is gonna lose until the moment when the other Titans will not come to his aid, which in the 35th episode went in search of him. In short, in episode 37 will be one of the most epic battles of the entire series, so make sure to subscribe so as not to miss anything new, because when we get any leaks for the new episode, I will definitely make a video about it. Also hit that like button if you want TV man to defeat the scientist. Elite Clockwoman out.